Okay, guys. So we're going to ask you two questions. The first one coming from Fox News, and the other one you'll see. So, guys, now that's pretty much it. Don't worry. Don't be hesitant. It's really easy, really chill. So don't worry. So, Fox News, you may ask your question now.
Okay, hello, delegates. Regarding the canal and so-called Saudi Arabia's development projects that you have discussed in the previous meeting, I would like to know what issues your countries may face with the decision of starting the new water treatment system, and yeah, if it would actually be beneficial to your countries.
So I would, the delegate of Bahrain would speak first. The delegate of Bahrain feels that the canal does not have a big impact on our countries. However, like in the case like the water contamination in the Bahrain and Qatari waters, the delegate of Bahrain is glad that there has been this project that could supply us with more water, and it is also a good economical investment in Bahrain's opinion. So yeah.
Similar to what the delegate of Bahrain has stated, this canal has proved its usefulness with the recent crisis of water contamination, and it will be beneficial for the stability of the region once more as it increases trade routes.
Thank you for your answers.
Okay, guys. Now the following question will come from. Okay, guys. So CNN, Xinhua News, and BBC. Would any of you want to ask a question? Nope. Okay, so Fox News, do you have another question to delegates?
Yes, actually. So Saudi Arabia pointed out that the canal would actually increase trade. I would like to know if the canal would help with anything security related, since the decision is somehow outcasting Qatar, and you know the countries, or like the Gulf countries, have cut ties with Qatar because of its being involved in like terrorism and meddling in other like countries' internal issues. So would the canal affect the security of the area in any means? And if so, how would you guys explain it?
The short answer is yes, it will increase. It will affect security, but in a positive way for both sides. Saudi Arabia will be less prone to terrorist attacks, not either funded or not funded by Qatar. But generally, this canal serves as border protection, and its effect will mostly be positive.
Thank you.
Bahrain, would you be interested in maybe contributing to the question, or would you restrain?
I just want to say something, and is that I feel like Qatar is just being in a way paranoid about our decisions because it's the crisis country in that sense. Yeah, that's all.
Well, guys, that is all the questions we have. One question: would you be bothered if we asked maybe a third question or not? What do you think, Hafiza?
It will be fine.
Okay, so delegates, would you be interested in asking a third question?
I'm fine with it.
Well, press delegates, do you have any questions? Well, I have a question myself. Can I ask it, Hafiza? Would you mind?
Of course, of course.
Well, delegates, of course, I am not a press delegate, but I have a question myself because I'm interested. So I am aware that the delegate of Qatar has not come today. So what issues has it caused for you, both Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, for the debate? Not asking like for the fluency, but in the aspect of what aspect. For example, the truth you need to solve a problem. What? So what issue does it cause them not being here?
The delegate of Qatar is represented by, it's crucial to the debate, and henceforth one of the deputies decide to take charge and be the representative but not only the fluency, but also the peace treaties. In terms of peace talks, there has been some efforts, especially yesterday in peace talks, especially regarding Saudi Arabia's list of 13 demands and how it could be eased to better suit both nations.
Well, interesting. So, guys, just another really quick question for both of you. How does this sort of new water treatment affect both of your countries, positively or negatively? How does it affect you?
Positively for Bahrain.
Delegate of Saudi Arabia believes there are both positive and negative from this water contamination. There are some positives as Saudi Arabia is able to gain more influence in the area and provide more help for its allies to strengthen the unity of the Gulf states. However, there are also negative consequences as there are rogue states such as Qatar who seek help from hostile nations such as Iran. And hence this will further create a deep divide between Iran and Saudi Arabia's relationships and would generally be a negative impact. However, in terms of Saudi Arabia's own national interest, it is generally positive.
Regarding the issue of modern slavery, how do you feel we, as an international community, can best address this very real issue? And what effective rehabilitation methods would you suggest to assist victims of modern slavery?
Australia, you can answer, don't mind. You don't need to like raise your hand, you can just answer straight away, guys.
Okay, thank you, Editor-in-Chief. Well, the Human Rights Council have focused their goals on targeting not the sources, but also the demandings and the companies that have practice of slave labor. Companies that have been supplied and have creating this merchandise by predatory practices. As we are writing our working paper, we have described this and elaborate this in detail. And also we are creating a official protocol for companies to actually show evidence of their supplies and where are they coming from, and actually represent this kind of trust for the Human Rights Council to prove that there is no any violation on their supplies. And also in the term of rehabilitation, we have talked about a lot about these conflicts, and we have suggested many programs and having international online programs of rehabilitation that are focused on psychological trauma, and also in mental rehearsal, and we are elaborating this furthermore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Australia. Would anybody else be interested in answering the same question?
Yes, Chief, I would like to.
Okay, go on.
This delegate believes that the main reason for why modern day slavery is still a huge issue is because of the lack of awareness that this world has. I'm pretty sure if you go and ask a random civilian whether they think slavery is still a present issue, the majority of them would claim that it's not. So therefore, this delegate believes that the best way to reduce the amount of slavery is to raise awareness, especially to the people who use the goods that are produced of slave labor, especially in more developed countries like the EU and America. Thank you.
Okay, yes, hi. I'd like to ask a question on regarding this morning's regarding the debate held in the first council. You were talking about climate refugees. Have you reached an agreement on that? And if no, if so, what are the plans going forward? Okay, sorry. Okay, like regarding the council session held just now, there was the issue of the climate refugees brought up, and the issue of verification. May I ask, have you reached a agreement on the solutions to that problem, or are you still debating on that? And if so, what are your plans going forward?
Well, we had like clarified the redefinition of the term refugee, but we are still working on the investigation, which was proposed by the United Kingdom.
Well, guys, I personally have a question, as my presidents aren't saying much. I have a personal question right now. So, guys, for example, you're tackling the issue of refugees, right, and how we're going to manage them. So, guys, what do you think in general is like the best solution for this problem, to like decrease exponentially the amount of refugees worldwide? What will you do as a committee? What do you think you should do?
Excuse me, Editor-in-Chief. Could I confirm who this question is directed to?
Oh, sorry, it's directed to everybody. It's in general. It's a general question for everybody. So any of you can answer it. It's a really general question, guys.
Could you please repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. So guys, you're tackling the issue of refugees, right? So what do you think will be the best solution to decrease refugees worldwide exponentially? Like the best solution. What would you do?
I think I can answer this. Firstly,
Okay,
refugee crisis, right? Sorry?
Yeah, go on, of course. We're listening.
Thank you, Editor-in-Chief. Firstly, refugee crisis, right? Refugee crises kind of stems from different nations, and it also affects different nations in different ways. So I won't say there's a best approach. However, there is a good approach for each and every nation that comes up. And for our case, is we address it for the Security Council, in this case, is addressing on the issue of Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, the Afghan government has clearly said that they are unwilling to let any more refugees exit the nation anymore. So what we hope to do is to best dedicate our resources that we have in our hands to distribute them equally among the regions in Afghanistan, firstly. Secondly, to ensure that all the resources are well received with no corruption. All resources must purely and only go to refugees who need it. And the quantity of resources that reach the refugees should also be in a favorable amount. Thirdly, we should also ensure that the refugees in Afghanistan are able to integrate into Afghanistan better. And that is the best way to solve this issue, to ensure that to reduce the amount of to reduce the amount of refugees, we reduce the amount of people in Afghanistan who are suffering from a lack of basic necessities. And this will help to kind of reduce the refugee crisis that we have at hand. Thank you.